To call this meeting of Allegheny County Council to order, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silent prayer or reflection. Thank you. Please be seated. Jared, please take roll.
Mr. Bekowski. Mr. Botta. Here. Ms. Saliagi. Mr. Fatulis.
Here.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Here.
Ms. Hallam. Mr. Klein.
Here.
Mr. Macy.
Here.
Ms. Nacaretti-Chapkus.
Here.
Mr. Palmieri. Mr. Paul Messina.
Here.
Ms. Pritzio.
Here.
Mr. Rose.
Here.
Mr. Walton.
Here.
President Katina.
Here.
We have 12 members present at the moment.
Proclamations/certificates, 13751-25.
A proclamation recognizing and honoring Mayor Jack Brown for his years of service and dedication to the residents of Braddock Hills, sponsored by Councilmember Walton. And please let the record reflect that Ms. Hallam is now present.
Jackie, would come on about. You know, this is a real privilege for me. I'm not one to give out a number of proclamations. I'm not like one of my earlier members that shared a seat with former Councilman DeMarco and many of us who would regularly and religiously give out proclamations almost every meeting. And so we used to call it, I used to call it the Tom Baker Show. But, but in all honesty, it is a real privilege for me to stand here before you tonight to give this proclamation to Jack. For two reasons, both on a personal level and a professional level. I've been Jack's ride-along for the past few years to judge the Christmas light contest in Braddock Hills, and so I've been Jack's ride-along. We ride around, look at the Christmas lights, and get all thrilled, and then we go to dance afterwards and have a beer and talk about it and try to do a vote. And so it was a real privilege to become Jack's friend and ally as part of my service to Braddock Hills. But more importantly, it has been a real privilege for me to know Jack for the work that he does on a daily basis, what he's done historically for Braddock Hills, for the region, and just real service. So with that being said, whereas the borough of Braddock Hills mark an important transition as Mayor Jack Brown concludes his service and retires at the end of his term, marking more than a decade of dedicated municipal leadership. And whereas Jack Brown was elected mayor of Braddock Hills in 2013, and throughout his tenure has served the borough with integrity, vision, and an unwavering commitment to the safety and well-being of residents. And whereas, drawing upon decades of experience in both local and national news broadcasting, Mayor Brown has served as a chief storyteller for Braddock Hills, skillfully communicating the borough's challenges, successes, and aspirations at every table where he represented the community. And whereas during his tenure, when the Braddock Hills Fire Department was no longer able to provide adequate coverage to ensure public safety, Mayor Brown took decisive action by crafting a cooperative agreement with North Braddock Borough, ensuring that the residents continued to receive reliable and effective services to keep the community safe. And whereas Mayor Brown has also been instrumental in building strong regional partnerships through active involvement with the Steel Rivers Councils of Government, the Mayor's Charitable Fund, the Allegheny County Mayors Association, helping to expand resources, strengthen collaboration, and bring enhanced services to the borough of Braddock Hills. And whereas Mayor Brown became a valued member of the Woodland Hills EMS Board of Directors, where he has contributed his leadership and insight to support emergency medical services in the region, and will continue to serve on the board following his retirement. Whereas throughout his years of service, Mayor Brown has demonstrated the importance of communication, cooperation, and creative problem solving in local government, leaving behind a legacy defined by resilience, regional collaboration, and community pride. Now therefore be resolved that I, Allegheny County Council Member DeWitt Walton, do hereby recognize Mayor Jack Brown for his dedicated service to the borough of Braddock Hills and express my sincere gratitude for your leadership, advocacy, and lasting contributions to the community, and extend best wishes as he extends into his retirement while continuing to serve the region through ongoing civic involvement. And witness thereof, I hereunto cause the seal of the county of Allegheny County to be affixed this 16th day of December 2025. Mayor, to my friend, thank you, sir. Thank you for your leadership. The floor is yours, Jack.
Thank you. Can you hear me? If I do this? All right. Pardon the frog. I'm an accidental elected official. I didn't seek office, unlike you all, who spent a lot of time and money to get elected. I never sought it. I got written in. My niece was running for council. Everybody was handing out her card at the poll. What I didn't know was the rest of the family was telling people to write my name in for mayor. And I didn't find out about it until they counted the votes. And enough people did that I wound up getting on the ballot, and I got elected. And then it's been fun and games ever since for 12 years. And this past election, people approached me again. I had some health issues, so I didn't file. I didn't run in the primary, but people wrote my name in, so I was asked to do it again, and I got 191 write-in votes. But the guy who put his name on the ballot got a few more, so he will be the new mayor, and he's a younger guy. He's a former cop and paramedic and a good guy. But having DeWitt coming to our council meetings was something new and novel in Braddock Hills. We had never had a county councilman come before. We go back to Chuck Martoni and then Mr. Zavarella, and briefly, I don't know whatever happened to him, and then briefly Michelle, and then it got changed, and DeWitt came, and DeWitt and State Representative Abigail Salisbury have been frequent visitors to our town, and very much appreciated. But beyond being visitors, they've been partners in helping us to get some things done, monies for paving and different things that were outstanding. So the appreciation is mutual. I thought I was going to lose him as a friend when the Mon Valley mayors got active with the U.S. Steel deal, and DeWitt being a friend of the USW leadership was, I think, put in an awkward spot, and I appreciate your indulgence and understanding that we were
felt we were speaking for the rank and file, and a little disappointed with the leadership of the union. But that's probably the one and only time where there's been any split between us on things. But I just, Mr. Macy has been somebody who I've sat with at many Still Rivers Council of Government meetings. Mr. Futelis hosted us, the county mayors, at the Harmer House for many years, and we miss that greatly. And of course, Michelle. And seeing Sam DeMarco here, it brings back old memories. But I just will just quickly say thank you very much.
Thank you, Jack. Let's go take a picture, buddy.
And Dean is sick, so
Yeah.
I'll take care of Dean.
Okay, I have his proc.
All right,
We're going to read his into the record, so we're not going to do that. So let's grab a picture.
all right.
Yeah, it's one. Yeah. Gives me courage.
That's an old fashioned. Thank you, Jack. Oh, you can't see Macy?
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
Up here?
Yeah, come on up.
there we
Oh.
go. Thank you. All righty. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Gotcha.
Hold a second, Jack, I'll get you.
Congratulations, Jack. We will see you in the neighborhood. I promise.
Here's Dean. All right. And when is judging? When do we?
Oh,
Okay, we'll go ride. We'll ride again, buddy.
that's right.
Okay, I'll call you. My man, thanks.
One 13754-25.
A proclamation recognizing and commending Allegheny County Councilmember Anita Pritzio for her dedication and service to the residents of Allegheny County, sponsored by all members of council.
Get it.
Oh, sorry, I was talking. You're too busy talking. Are you ready? Okay. Ooh, this is big. There's another one here. Oh, up here. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna cry. Okay. So, before I ever thought about running for county council, the only person I ever knew on county council was Anita. I remember when she first ran, and it was before this, movement of progressives and like-minded people getting elected anywhere in Allegheny County. And I feel like too often people forget who was the first, and it was you. And you showed myself and so many other people that county council could be something, that we could be more than a rubber stamp on the county executive, that we could be more than a body that just voted on a budget and that was it. Like you showed so many people what was possible. And yet here we are today, your last council meeting. And I wish you weren't leaving. If it wasn't too late to beg you to stay, I'm gonna do it again like I tried to do it before this election cycle. But really, there is going to be a huge hole where you were, because no one can take your shoes. No one can fill your shoes. No one can take your place. And we owe you a debt of gratitude for all of the work you have done over the years on council, for being a voice even in the community outside of council on the various issues that you care about. And I truly think that so many of us owe you for teaching us how to be elected officials, how to be loud, progressive leaders. You wouldn't know it by looking at her. But man, when Anita cares about an issue, everyone knows about it and she gets it done. And so I just wanted to thank you truly, for everything. And I will be calling you when I need advice in the future for how to do this job as well as you have done it. So without further ado, whereas chosen by the residents of Allegheny County Council District 3, Anita Prizio was elected to office on November 7, 2017, and was duly sworn in on January 2, 2018. And whereas while on council, Anita represented the residents of Aspinwall, Etna, Fox Chapel, Hampton, Indiana, Millville, O'Hara, Reserve, Shaler, Sharpsburg, and West Deer, among others. And whereas during her time serving the residents of District 3 on County Council, Anita served on several committees, including assessment practices, government reform, health and human services, housing and homelessness, intergovernmental affairs, to name a few, as well as serving as the chair for the Sustainability and Green Initiatives Committee, which, by the way, would not even exist if it wasn't for Anita and her work. Whereas throughout her tenure on County Council, Anita introduced numerous ordinances such as a Climate Action Plan ordinance, Clean Construction, and Sustainable Procurement Code. Anita co-sponsored numerous ordinances such as paid sick leave, change to the Human Relations Ordinance that prohibits discrimination in medical treatment settings, municipal police body camera group, prohibiting future agreements involving industrial activities within the county parks, and the Independent Police Review Board ordinance. And whereas Anita has been a leading voice for environmental advocacy within Allegheny County government, championing transparency, accountability, and sustainability. Guided by the belief that as clear as our water, so should be our government, she has been a steadfast advocate for accessible, open, and community-centered governance. Anita was also appointed to the Allegheny Conservation District Board, reflecting her continued commitment to environmental stewardship, public engagement, and protecting the region's natural resources. And whereas prior to her service on County Council, Anita served on O'Hara Township Council from 1998 through 2006 and represented the township on the North Hills Council of Governments, where she contributed to regional and municipal coordination. And whereas Anita earned both her MBA and her JD from the University of Pittsburgh and was admitted to the Pennsylvania Bar Association in 1999. As a court-appointed special advocate, she used her law degree to fight for the interests of children and family court. Anita dedicated her career to running and managing Pittsburgh Crankshaft Service, an engine parts warehouse and its connected machine shop, applying her business expertise, problem-solving skills, and leadership to advance the success of the family-operated enterprise. And whereas currently, Anita is the outreach coordinator for the Steel Valley Authority, an organization that supports economic development, workforce sustainability, manufacturing retention, and community resilience across southwestern Pennsylvania. In this role, she provides vital support to workers, businesses, and local governments through engagement, partnership building, and resource coordination. And whereas in recognition of her dedication, leadership, and service, Anita was honored as an outstanding elected Democratic woman by the Pennsylvania Federation of Democratic Women in November 2018. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Allegheny County Council, on behalf of the citizens of Allegheny County, hereby recognizes the Honorable Anita Prizio for her contributions to Allegheny County Council and to the enhancement of the well-being of the county's citizens. Anita has always acted in the best interest of the constituents of Allegheny County, and her unwavering commitment to council serves as an exemplary model of leadership. This council thanks her for her years of dedicated public service, and we wish you well as you move forward into the future. In witness whereof, we have hereunto caused the seal of the County of Allegheny to be affixed this 16th day of December, 2025.
Yeah, it's in the middle. Okay, all right. Now, I'm not going to be very long at all. So council president, fellow council members, and members of the public, I remember standing here in January 2018 being sworn in by District Justice Mick Pappas on a copy of the Constitution. I was wearing the same red suit, and we were the first two candidates ever endorsed by Pittsburgh DSA. So I will be short. I don't consider myself a politician by any means, and I've never been a big fan of public speaking. As Bethany said, I was 8 years on county council, 8 years on O'Hara Town Council. I've enjoyed working with all of you, and I hope I contributed in some small way, making our air a little cleaner, our parks free from fracking, and our government a little more transparent. I've made every attempt to listen with humility and address the needs of my constituents. Connecting constituents with services and organizations were one of my most satisfying aspects of my position. I tried to ensure that everyone had a seat at the table, particularly folks whose voices were not normally heard. I also want to give a shout out to the progressive groups like DSA, PSL, Pittsburgh Green New Deal, and independent-minded people who supported and stood by me these last 8 years. It was a bit bleak when I joined in 2018, but I'm thrilled to see more progressives seated up here. I believe the county is in the hands of a very capable and inclusive chief executive and county council. Lastly, remember the power of the people is always greater than the people in power. Oh, yeah, that was my first, yeah.
All right, you have to come up for a picture
Oh,
now. You know the
gosh, okay,
drill.
all right.
But the last proclamation
My
you ever have
last,
to listen
exactly.
to. What? Oh, it's her first one. Yeah.
Waiting for Baker to go to her house.
Getting closer, I'm working on it. Santa's there. Don't forget to get Santa in the picture.
Ready? One, two, three. Let me just go.
Here we go.
13755-25.
A proclamation recognizing and commending Allegheny County Councilmember Bob Macy for his dedication and service to the residents of Allegheny County, sponsored by all members of council.
Congratulations. 'Pretty hard to take me serious right now, isn't it? My Santa shirt.
And that.
Huh? Well, Bob, we spent a lot of time together here on this council. 18 years for me, 19 years and 7 months, something like that, something like that, right?
Seems like it was
Yeah,
yesterday.
it does. But it was always Nick and Bob, Bob and Nick. We did a lot of things together. We went to a lot of events, private events even. We went out. And he was a very big supporter of me from the very beginning. He used to drive all the way from the Mon Valley to the Harmer House every time I had an event. He was always the first in the buffet line. And when he left, I had to check the creamers and sugars. No, that's not really. I'm making that up. But he was first at the buffet line. Am I right? And he used to love my zucchini planks. That was his favorite. But over the years, Bob and I have grown a great friendship together as council members, and I'll miss you.
Oh,
But I'll still talk to you. I know you'll be calling me. And after all these years, you know, it's like you didn't think this day would ever come, be honest with you. Because when you've been here this long, like I know my day will come too. After 18 years, so I know that 2 more years, I'll have to make that decision too. And you've been a great councilman and a great friend and a great supporter of the Mon Valley, because he always talks about the Mon Valley, no matter what. Like, don't forget the Mon Valley. That's what it was, and that's what it'll always be, no matter what. So I'm going to read the proclamation because it has a little bit of his bio and information here, and I know Bob has a lot to say, so I'm going to let him go. So, after 19 years, he should have a lot to say, right? It's whereas Bob Macy was appointed to the office of County Council in the mid-2006 to fill the vacancy of Jay Jabor, and duly sworn in on May 17th, 2006. Whereas
During his time serving as a resident of the 9th District of Allegheny County, Bob served as several committees, including Economic Development, Job Creation, Health and Human Services, Information Technology, Process Improvement, Intergovernmental Affairs, Parks, Sustainability, and Green Initiatives, to name a few. As well as serving as the chair of the Public Works Committee, Bob also was the vice president from 2020 to 2021. Whereas throughout his tenure on County Council, Bob introduced and sponsored numerous ordinances such as Fire Vest Program, adopted by a highway utility infrastructure website redesign to run referendum stipends to salary referendums and Act 152 county demolition funds. You're responsible for us getting on the payroll for this county.
You betcha.
And a pension. I'm going to get at least $5 a month, I think, which is better than nothing. Why didn't we do this 20 years ago? That's all I want to know. Now that we're leaving. Whereas Bob's efforts to better his community started at an early age, and he spent decades serving as a community through the extensive work in his business development, public services, nonprofit leadership. After graduating high school in 1960, he began his career at United States Steel Mill in Duquesne, where he remains nearly 15 years and was elected financial secretary of the USWA Local 1256. As local mills closed in the early 1980s, Bob helped establish vocational retaining and community revitalization projects with varied social services and government organizations. And whereas the former director of the Business Development and Community Relations for Century Heritage Federal Credit Union, Bob was uniquely exposed to the problems touching citizens of former mill communities. His ability to relate to former mill communities' problems has led to him to dedicate his time to help advocate for their issues, promoting financial literacy and community revitalizations. Following his retirement from the Heritage Federal Credit Union, Bob served as a constituent service representative for Senator Jim Brewster in the 45th District, where he provided hands-on support to residents, assisting with government services, and built long-standing relationships that strengthened community trust and engaged. And whereas Bob is the founder of the Western Pennsylvania Community Foundation, which is currently a board member and grant writer for the West Mifflin No. 3 Volunteer Fire Company, members of the First Fire Vest Board, Regional Trail Corporations, Mon Youth Chamber Foundations, and the CCAC Aviation Advisory Board. You're a pilot.
Yes, sir.
It certainly were. Still. He also previously was appointed as a Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission, and whereas relentless serving of his community, Bob was receipt of the Mon Valley Initiative Joe DeBalt Volunteer of the Year Award, as he was recognized for his volunteer activities at the Regional Business Alliance. He also recently received a certificate of appreciation from the United States Rivers COG for his exemplary years of dedication. So therefore, let it be resolved that I, Nick Vitolis, and County Council do recognize the Honorable Bob Macy, his contribution to Allegheny County and to the enhancing the well-being of the county citizens, and always acted in the best interest of his constituents of Allegheny County. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I think there's a few typos there. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve the Mon Valley, District 9. As equally an honor and privilege to serve the citizens of Allegheny County. You have to excuse my voice. I think I'm getting an old man's voice or something. Maybe I have a cold. But I also want to make sure that I want to thank all of my council members, my colleagues, and I also want to thank the office staff, because the office staff in many cases makes us who we are or helps us get to where we're going. One of the things that I've enjoyed is the last couple years when many of us who had differences of opinions started working together, and that was heartwarming. More importantly, it was something that we should be doing for our taxpayers and the citizens and businesses of Allegheny County. Our differences, we can always work those out. It's our commonalities and moving forward to help the businesses and people in this region. I also want to introduce my daughter, Michelle. A graduate of Pitt, I must say, and my significant other. I'm not allowed to say domestic partner. Okay. Elaine, and she came from the School of Hard Knocks. Wonderful lady, and from this, used to be from Coriopolis, right? Yes. But to the newly elected officials on council, don't forget the experience, the knowledge that a Pat Katina has, that a Suzanne Filiaggi has, that a DeWitt Walton has, that a Bob Palmasina has, and a Michelle Nicoretti Chapkus, and yes, our good friend Bethany Hallam. No, her and I are getting along. Imagine that. But I think it's important that, we need to continue to work on what's right and our commonalities. Those differences we can work out at a later time. But these businesses, economic development, education, police protection, all of those things we need now. I want to thank you all very much. I want to thank everybody who has come into my life and has helped me with all my endeavors. I want to wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and have a blessed Happy New Year.
Here's your plaque.
He wants me to hold it.
Well, it's yours. Time for a picture.
Okay.
Bring her up.
Sam DeMarco, what's up?
Take a picture, you can do that. Just level.
Everybody, on me now. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Come on, more Sam. Our good friend Sam.
Yes.
Second.
Yes, sir.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Here, that's your job.
What is it? All right.
13752-25 is being read into the record. So, Jared, would you read that one, please?
A proclamation congratulating Chief Dean Helensky on his service to Braddock Hills and wishing him well as he takes his services to the new Regional Police Force of Braddock Hills and Swissvale, sponsored by Councilmember Walton.
Oh, up here.
And all of the remaining proclamations are to be read into the record. Go ahead.
13753-25 is a proclamation recognizing and commending Allegheny County Councilmember Jack Petkowski for his dedication and service to the residents of Allegheny County, sponsored by all members of council. 13756-25 is a proclamation recognizing the remodel of the Brentwood Civic Center, sponsored by Councilmember Paul Mary. 13757-25 is a proclamation recognizing and commending Pleasant Hills Borough on the dedication of its new municipal building, sponsored by Councilmember Paul Mary. 13758-25 is a proclamation recognizing 40 years of the Pittsburgh Pride Choir and honoring its contributions to equity, music, and community, sponsored by Councilmember Bada. 13759-25 is a proclamation recognizing Sylvia Martinelli for her exceptional leadership, dedication, and service to Wilkins Township, sponsored by Councilmember Fatulis. 1376025 is a proclamation recognizing telecommunications officer Ed Burek upon his retirement from Allegheny County, sponsored by Councilmember Katina. 13761-25 is a proclamation recognizing the grand opening of the Connect Laundromat in Wilmerding Borough, sponsored by Councilmember Nakaradi Chapkus. 13762-25 is a proclamation recognizing Teresa White for her 43 years of dedicated service and her lasting contributions to Allegheny County, sponsored by Councilmember Paul Messina and all other members of council. 13763-25 are certificates of recognition presented to the South Fayette Lions girls soccer team for their 2025 PIAA Class 3A State Championship, sponsored by Councilmember Katina. And 13764-25 is certificates of recognition presented to the members of the Richland Volunteer Fire Department for their years of service, sponsored by Councilmember Filiaggi.
Thank you. We'll now have public comment on on agenda items.
We have one, Josephine Wallace.
Not here. Okay, so before we get into the substantive items on this evening's agenda, I wanted to take a moment to make everyone's watching of the meeting aware of what you'll be seeing on some of these procedural votes that we'll be taking this evening. This is our last regular meeting of the year, and each two-year term of council ends on December 31st of the odd numbers years like this one. All bills in remaining committee expire at the same time. This is therefore our last chance to vote on any pending matters before it expires. Tonight, we have a few bills that are straightforward and have a de minimis impact on the county, or which have already been discussed in committee, and rather than letting them expire, we're going to try to have final votes on them this evening. Motions are therefore being made to pull two ordinances from committee, and I expect a motion to waive the second reading for a third ordinance and a final vote for one nomination for appointment that is being introduced tonight. So we'll begin with the approval of minutes, 13765-25.
A motion to approve the minutes of the November 5th, 2025 regular meeting of council.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Do we need a roll call on this one? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Presentation of appointments, 13746-25.
Approving the reappointment of Sarah Roca to serve as a member of the Retirement Board of Allegheny County for a term to expire on December 31st, 2029, sponsored by Councilmember Paul Mary.
Councilman Paul Messina, I believe you'd like to make this motion.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Do we need a roll call on this one? Seeing all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Unfinished business for the Committee on Appointment Review for the second reading. If there are no objections, I'd like the clerk to read all of the appointments that have been recommended by the committee and then have a single motion and vote to approve all 5 of them. Are we good with that? Okay. Go ahead and read the titles.
13700-25 is approving the appointment of the Honorable Allegheny County Councilman Paul Klein to the Carnegie Library Board for a term to be effective through December 31st of 2028. 13701-25 is approving the appointment of Damon Young to the Carnegie Library Board for a term to be effective through December 31st, 2028. 13702-25 is approving the appointment of the Honorable Brandon Markosik to the Allegheny County Housing Authority Board for a term to be effective through December 31st, 2028. 13716-25 is the appointment of Clarence J. Hobson to the Allegheny County Personnel Board for a term effective through December 31st of 2028. And 13717-25 is approving the appointment of Dora Walmsley to the Allegheny County Hospital Development Authority, the Allegheny County Higher Education Building Authority, the Allegheny County Residential Finance Authority, and the Allegheny County Authority for Improvements in Municipalities for a term effective through April 24th, 2029. All of those are sponsored by the Chief Executive.
So before the motion's made, for clarity purposes, we're going to have to do a separate motion and a second vote for each nomination. Does anyone?
As long as there are no objections, one vote for all 5 is fine.
Well, are we all good with no objections? Okay, usually.
What, should we hold out 13700 TAC 25 just for Councilman Klein?
Councilman Klein, I believe, is going to abstain on that vote.
And that's
what he's
my
saying.
reasoning,
Yeah.
yes.
He's saying if
Well,
you do it in the package, he'd
if
have to
Councilman
abstain.
Klein abstains from that, I believe he can abstain from that one in particular, though.
Yeah.
Correct?
Even if we vote in a block?
Well, let the record show he's abstaining.
He's
on the vote.
abstaining. Okay. So you're going to abstain from that for the record.
We'll do that.
Councilmember Rose, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I make a motion to approve all 5 of these as a block then.
Second.
Motion has been made and second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We'll now move on to Committee on Economic Development and Job Creation for the second reading, 13745-25.
A resolution providing for a program of temporary exemption from county real property taxes for improvements, including repairs, construction, or reconstruction made on industrial, commercial, or business property in a deteriorated area in the city of Pittsburgh, County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, pursuant to the Local Economic Revitalization Tax Assistance Act, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
Thank you. Councilman Bukowski's not here this evening, so I'll make the motion for this. They met on 12/11/2025, and it was affirmatively recommended at this point in time. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Katina. So this item, we get a lot of LERTAs, and for anyone who isn't familiar, basically what a LERTA does is it allows for a temporary tax abatement on a property for improvements to be made on said property. And so in this particular case, for the first 2 years, it would be 100% of any additions made on that property that would raise its taxable value. It would go down to 90, 80, 70, and then 60 over a 10-year period. And the reason that LERTAs exist is so that traditionally blighted areas that may have difficulty with investment can receive an incentive for additional building. In this case, I do not believe that that is what is happening. So this particular property is about a 160 unit apartment complex, 11 stories, I forget how many thousand square feet, right in central Oakland on McKee. It is a not at all blighted area. If you go into Oakland, it is hard to find an area that is not currently being developed and worked on. There is a very active incentive to build in that area. It is very profitable to do so. So I think on its face, it does not meet the criteria that LERTAs are inherently for. In our committee meeting, upon probing a bit, we were told by administration that there has not been any clearly expressed reasoning from the developer such that this LERTA is needed in order for the project to be profitable. Personally, I'm extremely in favor of the project as a whole. I think it's fantastic that there's going to be 160 new units that students can live in. We know that when you build more housing overall and rental units overall become cheaper. Fantastic project, fully in favor of it. What I'm not in favor of is $148,000 of taxpayer money that would be received for revenue by the county every single year, now going to additional profits for a developer that has not expressed an actual need for that incentive in order to have the project happen. Upon asking administration whether there's been any indication that if this LERTA was not adopted, that the developer would not continue moving forward with the project that is already well underway underway. They said there's no indication that would happen. And so I think rather than foregoing $1.2 million in revenue for the county over a 10 million period, $1.2 million that could go to Allegheny County Emergency Services, that could go to the DA's office that we know needs more money, the PD's office that we know needs more money, all of these areas in Allegheny County that we know that need more money, rather than putting that $1.2 million burden on the taxpayers, I think that we should vote against this item. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else this evening? Go ahead.
President Cantina, if I can just comment on some discussion that I had with the Department of Economic Development. There are several projects in Lawrenceville and the Strip District, for example, that have utilized this exact same process with no real explanation, but has been pushed through nonetheless because of the mechanisms of LRTA. This will additionally add 250 union-paid jobs to our workforce, and there is a sworn affidavit signed by the developer that for the next 10 years it will have at least 10% deeply affordable units, which due to the housing crisis that we have right now, especially with dormitories at Pitt, which in the past school year had to house some of their students at hotels, I think that for now this is the right move to push it through and then reassess LRTA practices in the future. Thank you.
Councilmember Howell?
Thank you so much, President Katina. I mostly just want to echo what Councilmember Grisbeck said. I think he said it a lot more eloquently than I was going to say it, and probably more polite than I was going to say it. But I think I'm obviously a no vote on this in general. I'm not a fan of LRTAs, especially ones that are not in communities that need help being revitalized. I mean, in the description itself of this ordinance, it says, in a deteriorated area. We are talking in the heart of Oakland. If, again, you can find me what is deteriorated about McKee, where this development is happening, I would love to see it. That is not the intention of a LRTA. A LRTA is to help spur development. This is a development that is going to happen regardless of us giving them taxpayer dollars or not. And again, I was mad last year when we did this just blanket LRTA for downtown. I'm mad now that this is going to seemingly set a precedent that anybody can get a LRTA if they just ask for one. And I lastly, really, really hope that none of my colleagues in the future and any potential tax increases that ever come in front of us ever try to vote no on tax increases or say we don't have money to do something when we are giving handouts left and right to developers who do not need it and are not doing what the intention of a LRTA is for. So I'm a hard no on this.
Go ahead, Councilman Walton.
I really appreciate, or do not appreciate, some of the situational ethics that are being espoused. At no point can anyone make the claim that the developer is ineligible to move the process, the LRTA process forward. They meet the legal obligation. I think that we need to look in a proactive way, in a very straightforward way. Does this ultimately add value to the city, to the county, and to the region? And my sense of it is, yes. Look, I can understand, while I may not agree, that the animus that's being generated toward the developer is justified. I believe it is in our inherent best interest to move economic development forward in a straightforward way. They're eligible, they're making an investment, and as we discussed in our committee meeting, development costs are on the rise. I don't want to run the risk of delaying this project continuing to move forward, escalating construction costs, and delaying opportunities for new housing to come on board, which again will include a significant number of affordable units. So again, if we can, and I'm gonna take a personal shot, if we can spend $500,000 on pastel uniforms at the Allegheny County Jail 2 years ago,
We didn't.
we passed the bill to do it. So whether it was spent or not is another issue, but we did it. And so if we can
Point of
sit
order,
there and
President
do that bullshit,
Okay. He has the floor at this point.
Well, he can stop making personal shots against his colleagues. If you remember, we made a rule at council addressing that, and he's not allowed to do that.
well, again,
Or I'll start doing
a
it.
growling dog will get hit,
Okay.
will scream when they get hit,
All right, game
So
on, babe.
At the bottom line, I suggest that we move this process forward.
Is there anyone else that wants to make a comment?
Can I just make a point of
on.
clarification?
Councilman
after.
Klein.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think there's been a long history of overlooking or looking the other way when it comes to what the criteria is for the LRTA. And I had preliminarily, when I joined council, an understanding that it was really intended to invite investment in this region from outside the region. But we've looked the other way for too long. And I would say that I don't know that tonight, with this particular vote, that this is the place to start our reform initiative in terms of paying attention to what the requirements of the LRTA really are. And so what I would recommend is that moving forward as we begin a new year very shortly, that we begin in earnest to take on the real work that would be involved in bringing some focus to what the requirements of the LRTA are, and then acting in a way that is consistent with that. So to start tonight to decide that we're going to reform this, we're going to change it right now, we'll just pull the rug out of the matter that's before us this evening. I think that that would be ill-considered, and I don't think it would send a very good message to anyone who might be contemplating investing in this region at a time when responsible investment is something that we really need. And again, this is independent of whoever the party is. I think that we need to pay attention to this and make sure that what we're doing is done consistently, and we've probably dropped the ball on that too often. So I will support this ordinance that's before us this evening.
Councilmember Grisbeck?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Just as a couple points of clarification. First off, I entirely agree with you, Councilman Walton. They are 100% eligible. I don't mean to imply otherwise. More so as just saying that I think the intent on why we as council should or should not pass it pertains to being in deteriorated areas. Second off, I am certainly not anti-developer or anti-development. I think there was definitely a point in my life where I thought, oh man, we gotta stick it to those greedy developers and we can't let them buy up a bunch of properties and gentrify areas. But like when you look at the data, right, the reality is building more housing is good. That helps all of us. That is going to drive down the cost of housing. I want to make it clear that I am entirely 100% in favor of this project, just not in favor of giving a company a handout and additional profit that there has been no clearly expressed reason that they need. Those union jobs, they're still going to happen regardless of whether or not we pass this LRTA. The additional housing units are going to exist whether or not we pass this LRTA. I also want to clarify that this is not student housing. This is just general housing that exists, so that the problems that we'll have within Oakland of finding dorms and whatnot and having to house students in a hotel, this is not going to alleviate that problem at all. I fully agree with you, Councilman Klein, that this is absolutely going to continue to add value to the region. And I think that you're right. we need to look more at not just this LRTA, but a lot of other ones. And I think in committee we have started to do so a little bit, right? Like Councilman Bada said, there have been some other LRTAs, like in the Strip District and like in Lawrenceville, that we finally started to push back on a little bit. And I know it's, at least for me personally, I find it often really difficult as someone who has a full-time job on top of this, right? To be fully frank, of putting the amount of time and effort, meeting after meeting after meeting, to really scrutinize the details of every individual TIF or LRTA or TRID or whatever tax abatement project we're looking at. But like, that's our job, right? It is really important that we do that because, as we know and as we've talked about, there are not many opportunities for us to get additional revenue. And right now, the LRTA process and some of these abatement processes really seem like an instance in which we are giving some of that revenue away. And I just think that the way that we can be most responsible for the taxpayers of Allegheny County is by voting against items like this that really, by all available information, are going to happen anyways without giving that additional profit to these companies. So again, I just want to be clear that I am in favor of this project, just not this particular LRTA. Thank you. That's all I have.
Anyone else? Councilman Member Nakaradi Chapkus.
Thank you, President Katina. I'll just note, as it was described with this particular LRTA request, that it starts to carve the path forward for a different model with the 100% starting at the beginning and ending at a 60%. I think that with what Councilmember Klein had mentioned in terms of thinking about reform and new models moving forward, that will give us a challenge and opportunity in the new year. There are LRTAs in other regions that are a 3-year LRTA or a 5-year LRTA. So maybe perhaps we don't need a 10-year LRTA moving forward, or in certain circumstances that would apply. Certainly I would want to have council's input on all of that, because this is referencing a Pennsylvania statute, and so we want to be in accordance with that. But I do think that at least we have the makings of something moving forward, and by the tax model that's being described for the percentage decrease. That's all I want to share. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Rose?
I think when we're looking at this, and I suppose maybe my presence as a new member does help because I have not been involved in these previous processes, is that the ask to me is that they're coming to us basically saying we want $1.2 million. And as a member of this council and, you know, in charge of the budget of this county, I don't think this is a responsible use of $1.2 million when there has been nothing presented to suggest that this is going to encourage development, fight blight, or meet any of the other criterias of the project. That's $1.2 million that could be used in the future to actually encourage development of more housing in an actually blighted district of the city. So, I mean, as much as, you know, I wish I could just ask for $1.2 million and get it. But I don't think that's how we as a council should be giving out our taxpayer money, or in this case, refusing to collect it. So at this time, I cannot say I'm convinced to vote for this measure.
Thank you. Anyone else this evening? Go ahead, Councilman Filiology.
Thank you, President Katina. I have to say, and some of my other council members know, that I was very conflicted about this bill, and there is conflict, as you can hear up here, but I want to say that I am appreciative of all of the council members who have spoken up today and who I have spoken with, because I think this was a valuable learning experience, not just for some of us on council, but for the public at large. I think I will be a yes vote for moving forward, for the union jobs that it will present, for the affordable housing, as well as just housing in general in the Oakland area, and I'm very familiar that it's necessary. But I am also for the review of the LRTAs moving forward. And I'm also for requesting that the administration include council in some of these things earlier than it seems to be to me that we as council, because of our other obligations, are drinking from a fire hose when these issues come forward, because we have not had enough time to adequately absorb what the implications are, because they are different. I would like to hear the information about the 3-year LRTA or a 5-year LRTA. I think that's important, and I think council has shown a willingness to do the deep dive. We have some members here who are, most of them are, everybody's very dedicated to doing that deep dive. So I'm asking and I'm urging the administration to use that will from council to collaborate, truly collaborate on these LRTAs, and all of the moving forward with economic development can happen. We are educated and we are doing this together with the knowledge that we need. So I appreciate everyone on council, and thank you for allowing me to talk.
Thank you. Anyone else this evening? Since there's no one else, I have a question, Jared, for you, actually. When we're doing these LRTAs, does the county actually have a boilerplate LRTA that they were all referring to, or are these all individualized based upon the needs?
There is a certain similarity among the resolutions that authorize them. They appear to be drafted to a template. That said, the exemption periods, the exemption percentages can and do vary from time to time. Eligibility criteria established by Commonwealth law. There are inevitable similarities because they're the same program. There are some similarities that appear to be based on template usage, and there are variations in the terms from LRTA to LRTA and TIF to TIF.
Okay.
In addition, the circumstances that arise also frequently has an impact on how the LRTA is developed in and of itself. For example, while a traditional LRTA that we, in the 9+ years that I've been on council, the LRTAs have been for 10-year durations, decreasing by generally 10% per year over the duration. But there are numerous cases dependent upon who's driving that process from economic development. That if there's retail, that the LRTA is reduced significantly, and if there's occupancy, based upon the occupancy, the LRTAs can shrink based upon the occupancy that's occurring. So if a property becomes fully developed, there have been instances where a LRTA has been as short as 5 or 6 years. So there are a number of different variables that come into play in the development of the LRTA. The circumstances that drive that process has really played a real lead, and economic development has generally led that effort, and how that LRTA is ultimately been shaped. Am I incorrect, Jared?
No.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to go towards, that, I mean, when these are presented to us, even though we had a boilerplate or a general boilerplate per se, when these are presented to us, basically it's the figures are already baked in, I guess is the best way I'm saying it.
And so what can and what should happen is that whoever drives economic development for council should be involved in those kinds of conversations and have pro forma questions and requests from the developers themselves, so that we can really legitimately try to say that we've driven the best deal possible.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with you. Yep.
I would just say one more thing. Even developers are entitled to a grant of due process. And the reality is that in terms of the awarding of these LRTAs, I mean, once again, there has no doubt been a good deal of inconsistency in terms of who qualifies and who does not. So once again, I would say that 2026 is upon us. This is a great opportunity to really press the committee into service and figure out what the criteria will be, and make sure that we are being faithful to that, and holding those who might be in the process of seeking a LRTA, hold them to account to meet that criteria, as opposed to looking around and saying, well, gee, why is this developer or this organization entitled to that grant and we are not? So I think that there has to be more work done on our part in terms of establishing the standard and applying it across the board.
Go ahead, Councilman Botta.
Thank you, President Katina. Just one more mention. I just want to echo Councilmember Klein's comments that I think that this is a perfect example of how we can really change the LRTA process. But right now, at the end of the year, as this project has already gone forward so significantly, I don't think that this is the appropriate time to address that. That being said, it's obvious from the comments from my colleagues that the LRTA process obviously needs some sort of assessment. And as a member of the Committee on Economic Development, I'm happy to work on that with all of my colleagues. Thank you.
Councilman Futulis?
Yeah, I want to, after hearing everybody, I agree with some of these comments, actually, all of you. When we talk about deteriorated area, I don't like those words. It probably should say deteriorated building, because the area is not deteriorated. We know that.
It's supposed to be for deterioration.
I know, but that's the whole point. It's not. It's not a deteriorated area. So in order to move the project forward without delaying it would be a problem. And the fact that the school district of the city of Pittsburgh already approved it, the city of Pittsburgh themselves approved the tax abatement, and apparently the administration here at the county is okay with it because they presented it to us in a positive manner. So I believe this LRTA is not necessarily the property, but the building. They still paid a 100% tax on the property, am I correct? So we're not losing all that much, well, we somewhat, in the property tax, or should I say the building tax, but in order to keep this project moving forward, the fact that everybody seems to be in line with it, we need at least 8 members of council to agree with that. So with that, I'm going to vote yes.
Anyone else this evening? Hearing no one else, let Jared take a roll.
I think we
That's enough.
That's enough. I agree.
We've had enough. Let's go.
Call the question.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski?
The dogs.
Mr. Botta?
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi?
Yes.
Mr. Fatulis?
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck?
No.
Ms. Hallam?
No.
Mr. Klein?
Yes.
Mr. Macy?
Yes.
Ms. Nacarati Chapkus?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri? Mr. Palmesina?
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio? Mr. Rose? Mr. Walton?
Most certainly, yes.
President Katina?
Yes.
Ayes 9, noes 4, the bill passes.
Committee on Health and Human Services for the second reading, 13628-25.
An ordinance of the Council of the County of Allegheny ratifying the revisions of Article 6 of the Allegheny County Health Department Rules and Regulations concerning houses and community environment, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
Councilman Klein?
Thank you, Mr. President. At its meeting on December 9th, the Committee on Health and Human Services considered the aforementioned ordinance, and it comes before the full council this evening with an affirmative recommendation. And at this time, I ask for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Jared, please take a roll call vote.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski? Mr. Botta?
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi?
Yes.
Mr. Fatulis?
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck?
Yes.
Ms. Hallam?
Yes.
Mr. Klein?
Yes.
Mr. Macy?
Yes.
Ms. Nacarati Chapkus?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri? Mr. Palmesina?
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio? Mr. Rose?
Yes.
Mr. Walton?
Yes.
President Katina?
Yes.
Ayes 13, no 0. The bill passes.
13742-25.
An ordinance of the Council of the County of Allegheny ratifying the revisions of Article 15 of the Allegheny County Health Department Rules and Regulations concerning plumbing and building drainage, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
Councilmember Klein?
Thank you, Mr. President. At its meeting on December 9th, Committee on Health and Human Services considered the aforementioned ordinance, and it comes before the full council this evening with an affirmative recommendation. And at this time, I ask for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Just one thing.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Katina. So whenever this was brought up at committee, I additionally did have some concerns over it. Was concerned that it would potentially pull funds from the air quality program and from the air quality fund. It does not do that. We were affirmed of such by the administration. What it does is it provides funds that are available for any organizations that are of need to assist with the asbestos permit fee increase that we recently passed. So what it would do is still allow any developers or any companies that may have issues affording those funds do so, and after the end of the year, any funds that aren't spent go back into the air quality fund, so we will not be taking any funds away from the air quality program. So for that reason, I will definitely be yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion, go ahead.
That's for the next agenda item.
Yeah, we were talking about plumbing. So.
Wrong agenda item, but I mean, just ditto it next time. Yeah.
Hold that thought.
Hold that thought.
Plumbing,
Yeah.
So, okay, roll call vote, please, Jared.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski? Mr. Botta?
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi?
Yes.
Mr. Fatulis?
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck?
Still yes.
Ms. Hallam?
Yes.
Mr. Klein?
yes.
Mr. Macy? Ms. Nakaradi Chapkus?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri? Mr. Palmasina?
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio?
Yes.
Mr. Rose?
Yes.
Mr. Walton?
Yes.
President Katina?
Yes.
Ayes 12, no 0. The bill passes.
13739-25.
A resolution of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, establishing goals and objectives for the creation of an air fees relief program by the Allegheny County Board of Health, sponsored by Council Members Katina and Macy.
Councilmember Klein.
Thank you, Mr. President. At its meeting on December 9th, the Committee on Health and Human Services considered the aforementioned resolution, and it comes before this council this evening with an affirmative recommendation. At this time, I ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. We all know that Councilman Grisbeck, for all the aforementioned reasons, is in favor of this bill, so if he wants to repeat himself, he can.
I'll pass.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please, Jared.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski? Mr. Botta?
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi?
Yes.
Mr. Fatulis?
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck?
Yes.
Ms. Hallam?
No.
Mr. Klein?
Yes.
Mr. Macy? Ms. Nakaradi Chapkus?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri? Mr. Palmasina?
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio?
Yes.
Mr. Rose?
Yes.
Mr. Walton?
Yes.
President Katina?
Yes.
Ayes 11, noes 1. The bill passes.
Committee on Public Safety for the second reading, 13738-25.
An ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, amending the Administrative Code of Allegheny County, Part 2, entitled Organization and Structure of County Government, Article 201, entitled Organization of County Government, in order to establish a protocol for expeditious autopsies of individuals who died in the custody of the Allegheny County Jail, sponsored by Councilmembers Hallam and Macy.
Councilmember Nakaradi Chapkus.
Thank you, President Katina. The Committee on Public Safety met on December the 10th, 2025, and affirmatively recommended as amended. And I would like to ask for a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, Jared, please take a roll call vote.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Betkowski? Mr. Botta?
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi?
Yes.
Mr. Fatulis?
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck?
Yes.
Ms. Hallam?
Yes.
Mr. Klein?
Yes.
Mr. Macy?
Yes.
Ms. Nakaradi Chapkus?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri? Mr. Palmasina?
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio?
Yes.
Mr. Rose?
Yes.
Mr. Walton?
Yes.
President Katina?
Yes.
Ayes 13, no 0. The bill passes.
We'll now have liaison reports. Any liaison reports this evening? And I'm not going to remind everybody again what the reason of a liaison report actually is.
Works good.
Come on,
So,
it's
okay.
his last meeting.
Yeah, I guess that is true. He does have to give one. A very irrelevant.
Well, you've heard,
That's all, as usual.
you've heard a lot of the stories about road conditions. I think what's important is that you call the proper authorities, dial 311. You know, also drive carefully, please, and always reach out to your volunteer fire companies for help should you be stranded. Emergency services, they're great people, and they're all volunteers, but they're out there doing their job, trying to save lives and help others. Thank you.
Thank you. Yay!
Great liaison.
Well, I'm coming back.
He's not kidding.
Yeah, he's not kidding.
I'm not leaving.
I'm sorry, Aaron, we're gonna have to get another chair up here for you.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, I have a personal point of privilege.
I'm almost afraid.
Not with that sweater on.
I just want to recognize our first dog on county council, Bowie. First time in 25 years we have a mascot.
Yay.
And he's a great little puppy.
So sweet.
That's all.
Okay, thank you. New business ordinances resolutions, 13766-25.
An ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, granting permission for the County of Allegheny to execute a 25-year lease agreement with Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum Trust, Incorporated, pertaining to the operation and maintenance of the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum located at 4141 Fifth Avenue, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 15213, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
If you recall, I talked about bills, some of the bills were basically screwed up this evening. This represents a corrected form of the resolution that was previously introduced and referred to the Committee on Public Works. It's basically identical to the previous bill, apart from being an ordinance rather than a resolution. So, Mr. Macy, your committee reviewed the lease extension last week. Would you like to make the motion to waive the second reading for this?
Absolutely. I'd like to waive the second reading on this ordinance.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Let's take a roll call vote, please.
On the motion to waive the second reading, Mr. Betkowski. Mr. Botta.
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi. Yes. Mr. Fatulis.
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Yes.
Ms. Hallam.
Never guessed it, yes.
Mr. Klein.
Yes.
Mr. Macy. Mr. Macy.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Nacarati Chapkus.
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri. Mr. Palmessina.
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio. Mr. Rose. Mr. Walton.
It doesn't last.
President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 13, no 0. The motion to waive the second reading passes.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Macy, would you like to make the motion to actually approve the bill?
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Jared, please take a roll.
On the motion to approve the bill, Mr. Betkowski. Mr. Botta.
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi. Mr. Fatulis.
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Yes.
Ms. Hallam.
Yes.
Mr. Klein.
Yes.
Mr. Macy.
Yes. Yes.
Ms. Nacarati Chapkus.
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri. Mr. Palmessina.
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio.
Yes.
Mr. Rose.
Yes.
Mr. Walton. President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 13, no 0. The bill passes.
Okay, under new business and motions, 13767-25.
Motion of the Council of Allegheny County reestablishing the Budget Transfer Committee in accordance with Section 80503 of the Administrative Code, sponsored by Councilmember Paul Messina.
Councilmember Paul Messina,
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. 13768-25.
A motion of the Council of Allegheny County pulling Bill Number 13382-25, an ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, authorizing the acceptance of the donation of 2 horses for adoption by the county for use in the Allegheny County Police's mounted unit, from committee for an immediate final vote, sponsored by Councilmember Nacarati Chapkus.
Thank you. This is the first of the motions to pull a bill from committee that I mentioned previously in my report. So, Councilmember Nacarati Chapkus, would you like to pull this bill from committee?
Yes, please.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Someone say yes.
I just have a question for the attorney.
I'm wondering, what's it all about?
Are we violating the Sunshine Act here?
Yeah, and I want to ask a question about that, too.
No,
I mean,
it was on the-
about a month ago, we had that same issue with the Title V.
Yeah.
No, this was on the public
It
agenda.
was on the published agenda.
It was on the published agenda, yeah.
Okay, that's the difference. Okay. I see it, but I'm just making sure, that's all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a question, a similar question. So what decided which bills were on here motion to pull? Did someone just go through all of them? Are these all the ones that were going to die at the end of the year?
Solicitor, would you like to answer that question? Or?
Well, I don't know the process, but it was the council has the right to pull any bill that it wants and have a final vote before the end of the year.
Right, so I'm just asking how these ones were determined like how it was decided for these bills that were about to die to be put on the agenda. Like, for example, I have a reassessment bill that's going to die at the end of the year. It's been sitting in committee. And I was just wondering if this was an automatic thing that happened, why that bill wasn't included. Was this something that each sponsor decided to do? Was this an audit that was done by council staff to determine? I'm just wondering, like, no shade, truly, just wondering the process that determined which bills ended up on here.
President Katina?
Yeah,
May I?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's my understanding that these mounted units are actually on their way to the county. So there was a timing issue.
Okay, that is very helpful on that one.
We had to take care of our horses.
Yeah, but to be super clear, it was
Health and
not directed
safety.
at that
Yeah, no,
part,
I
okay?
know. Health and safety of
good to know.
our horses. We love them.
Thank you.
The administration did ask for these.
So the administration asked that these specific bills be put on the agenda to pull
Housekeeping measures.
and did not ask for other ones to be put on here.
These were the ones.
Thank you.
These were the cleanup.
That's what I wanted to know, President Katina. I appreciate that, and Councilmember Nakaradi-Chapkus. Thank you.
Okay. So we're,
Sorry, I messed you up. We're on.
now we're doing the roll call vote on pulling it from committee.
Correct. On the motion to approve the motion to pull, Mr. Betkowski, Mr. Botta.
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi.
Yep,
Mr. Fatulis.
yep, yes.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Yes.
Ms. Hallam.
No.
Mr. Klein.
Yes.
Mr. Macy.
Yes.
Ms. Nakaradi-Chapkus.
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri. Mr. Paul Messina.
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio.
Yes.
Mr. Rose.
Yes.
Mr. Walton.
Yes.
President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 12, noes 1. The motion to pull passes.
Okay, now that the bill has been pulled from committee, would you like to make a motion to approve 13382-25?
I'd like to make that motion.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion on that? Go ahead.
Yeah, just a couple things. Again, no shade against the prime sponsor of this bill. I'm just inherently against police horses existing. One, as an animal lover, an avid animal lover, I don't think there should be police animals. And as someone who was almost trampled by a police horse once, I'm just not going to support them. I think they're really dangerous. And I think we've seen in the news lately, especially in the city in Market Square, there was an incident recently where a bunch of children were almost trampled by police horses. And so just in general, I think it's a very dangerous practice, and I'm going to vote no on that.
Thank you. Anyone else this evening?
Mr. President,
Go ahead.
who is giving us these two horses? Where do we know where they're coming from?
City of Pittsburgh. Right? City of Pittsburgh?
Also, as someone who the police horse stables for the city are on my street, and I've seen them many times, they are decommissioning the city stable, so that would be my guess is where they're coming from. Yeah.
My understanding as well.
One of them is in Colorado.
Thank you, Ken.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, go ahead and take a roll call vote.
On the motion to approve the bill, Mr. Petkowski. Mr. Botta.
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi. Mr. Fatulis. Mr. Grisbeck.
Yes.
Ms. Hallam.
No.
Mr. Klein.
Yes.
Mr. Macy.
Yes.
Ms. Nakaradi-Chapkus.
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri. Mr. Paul Messina.
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio. Mr. Rose.
Yes.
Mr. Walton.
Yes.
President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 12, noes 1. The bill passes.
13769-25.
A motion of the Council of Allegheny County pulling Bill Number 13690-25, an ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, authorizing Steel Rivers Council of Governments to continue to use real property in the county's Round Hill Park as a law enforcement training facility. From committee for an immediate final vote, sponsored by Councilmember Macy.
Councilmember Macy, this is obviously the second of the two motions now to pull the bill from committee. Would you like to make this motion to approve or to pull this bill from committee?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and second. Discussion? Roll call vote, please, Jared.
On the motion to pull, Mr. Betkowski. Mr. Botta.
Abstain.
Ms. Filiaggi. Mr. Fatulis.
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Yes.
Ms. Hallam.
No.
Mr. Klein.
Yes.
Mr. Macy.
Yes.
Ms. Nakaradi-Chapkus.
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri. Mr. Paul Messina.
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio. Mr. Rose.
No.
Mr. Walton.
Yes.
President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 10, noes 2, with 1 abstention. The motion to pull passes.
Now that the bill has been pulled from committee, Mr. Macy, would you like to make a motion to approve 13690-25?
So moved, President.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on the actual motion? Hearing none. Jared, please take a roll call vote.
On the motion to approve Bill number 13690-25, Mr. Betkowski, Mr. Botta,
No.
Ms. Filiaggi, Mr. Fatulis,
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck,
Yes.
Ms. Hallam,
No.
Mr. Klein,
Yes.
Mr. Macy,
Yes.
Ms. Nacarati-Chapkus.
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri, Mr. Palmessina,
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio.
No.
Mr. Rose.
Yes.
Mr. Walton.
Yes.
President Katina.
Yes.
Ayes 10, noes 3. The bill passes.
13770-25, I'm withdrawing that bill for tonight. So we'll move on to notification of contracts, 13771-25.
A communication summarizing approved executive actions for the month of November 2025.
Receive and file.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Now public comment on general items.
We have several. First up is John Bedricki.
Not here.
Sharon Bonavolia.
Not here.
Ashley Hall.
Not here.
Karen Burns Retigliano.
Not here.
Madeline Darnell.
Not here.
Janine Rowland.
Nope.
Norma Huffnagel.
Nope.
And Dominic Gordon.
Yep, we got a winner.
Hey. Hi. Hey, I am a new resident of Allegheny County, and I'm probably one of the only Gen Zers that would actually come to a council meeting. I'm probably younger than your grandkids, some of you. But I'm gonna talk about something that some of the things that, well, I know we don't even really think about. So I know some of you probably are familiar with the idea of ranked choice voting. I know this is something that won't happen this session, probably won't even happen next session, but I'm asking you to look at using multi-member ranked choice voting, otherwise known as single transferable vote, because it'll allow for more independent voices like Alex Rose. It'll allow for more representation of minorities on the council. And I think for people in my generation that are very disaffected and by politics, especially local politics, it will give them a reason to participate in governance. And that's all, but please look up ranked choice voting, multi-member, single transferable vote.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye, 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 aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Thank you, everyone.